Hello! I hope you had a great time this holiday season and a happy new year. So what are we seeing happening and what are we expecting to happen this year in 2023? So I'm going to begin by going over what economists are generally expecting is going to be happening this year. And then I'm going to go over what my personal experience has been so far. So we are seeing and expecting the real estate market to continue to be pretty slow. Interest rates last year, they were at 3% at the beginning of the year. This year, they're at 6%. Now they did come down some. They actually got above 7% for a little bit there, but now they're right around 6.2%, and they've generally been trending down. So that's a victory. We do expect that trend to continue, and we do expect rates to continue to go down and get better, but we don't expect them to really get below 6% for a couple months, probably. We're generally expecting that about halfway through this year, that is going to get below 5.5%. We're hoping. That's kind of what it's looking like is going to happen. Now that's not guaranteed. It's just a prediction based on the data that we have. No one knows the future. You know, a lot of people have taken a really good stabs at what it looks like is going to happen over the last couple of years, and pretty much everybody's been wrong because there's been so many things that no one expected to happen that's caused substantial impacts on the economy at large, which has impacted the real estate market. It does look like inflation is going down and it's looking good, and that mortgage rates will continue their way down as well. So fingers crossed that's gonna go well. We'll see what happens. But we're expecting things to really start picking up towards the second half of this year, when we are also expecting interest rates to get below 5.5%. That said, just to share my personal experience of what has been happening so far, I've actually seen things pick up already, which is normal and to be expected. After the holiday market, things are always slow during the holiday market, and they have gotten to be quite a bit faster now. Because it's the new year, it's a seasonal cycle that the real estate market goes through every single year. It was really interesting because both I myself and talking to other agents too have already started to see some multiple offer scenarios when we normally wouldn't have expected that to happen. Now, it definitely was not the multiple offer scenario that you would have seen like the beginning of last year, where it would go $100,000 over the asking price. It wasn't like that at all, but it was able to help get some better terms and a little better pricing for the seller. That said, at the same time, I was also able to get one of my buyer's offers accepted massively under the asking price on a very reasonably priced home. So at the moment, it almost feels kind of spotty. It seems like it's picking up a little bit in some areas and maybe not as much in others. It is still a buyer's market, but it appears as though there are still occasional multiple offer scenarios. Wanting to sell this year, there's different ways of looking at that as well. We are expecting things to generally continue to slow down, but it is a little bit up in the air. We're kind of seeing like mixed signals right now. Right now, it is more of a buyer's market though, for sure. So that said, even though it's more of a buyer's market right now, we are expecting prices to just kind of trend downward, right? So ideally, in this slope, you sell up here, not down here, right? So it would be better if you sold earlier on in the year. But at the same time, if you want to have escrow period to be more smooth and you're wanting to have it be more convenient, if you sell later on in the year, then you'll be able to get more of the terms that you appreciate and you're looking for, but you might not be able to get the price that you would have been able to get earlier in the year. So how do you balance that? And how do you balance the seasonal adjustments that the market makes every single year? I would say the good balance is to put your house on the market before the Super Bowl. Like the Super Bowl is kind of like the marking point where the real estate market really starts to pick up from there. So it's interesting how it's identified at the Super Bowl. But I'd recommend about then is when you should put your house up for sale, because then you are earlier on this downward slope And you also have the advantage of demand and general real estate activity picking up quite a bit more during that time. But if you're not as concerned about price and you really just want a really super smooth, easy process, then later in the year can work just fine. Maybe like August, September, July, probably one of those 3 months, you'd probably have just about the best experience on your side as the seller. If you are thinking of selling in the next 6 months, there's different things that you can do to prepare your house for sale now that will help net you more and make the experience much better for you when you get there. So if you are thinking of selling in the next 6 months, please reach out to me and let me know, and we can work on putting together a game plan for you so that you will be prepared, and when the time is right, we can go to the market with your house with guns blazing and marketing already so that we can help sell your house for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. So just reach out to me and let me know, and we'll get that started for you.